You're a Seventh-day Adventist, right?
Yes.
So tell me why you believe what you believe.
Why I believe is because I believe the Bible is the Word of God, and it was given to us to know and understand all the things that's going on in the world.
Okay, so does things like slavery being in the Bible trouble you?
No, because that was part of life back then. All kinds of people were slaves. It wasn't just according to people's color. It was because of who conquered who at the time.
Okay.
If you look in the Bible, everybody was of one language, of one race. We all came from Adam and Eve. So basically...
Well, why didn't God just say nobody should ever own anybody ever?
Because I guess some people were considered weaker people than others. That, you know, that if they were in debt to that person, so that one way to pay off their debt was that they ended up being that person's slave for a while.
So you think some slavery was justified?
Well, I mean, that's just the way the culture was. It wasn't like, you know, it's gung-ho for slavery. It was just something that happened back then in the day, you know.
Well, back then was as short as 150 years ago in America.
Now that part, that was not justified. That was wrong.
Well, what's wrong with that slavery as opposed to the Bible slavery?
Because it was cruel. They were, you know...
You don't think they were cruel to slaves in the Old Testament? And in the New Testament?
There probably was some masters back then that were slaves, but it was not like the kind of slavery that they have today.
What makes you think that?
Because they were more like people that helped around, help like in, when they had like people who had big loads of sheep and camels or whatever, they were more like helping hands around the house. They were not, you know, used as cruel type of slavery like it was 150 years ago.
Do you know what the laws were on slavery as to how hard you could beat a slave?
Is what?
Have you ever read the laws on slavery in Leviticus 25 or Exodus 21?
What do you mean about how hard you can?
Yeah, the law is if you beat a slave and he dies within 2 days, you're punished for it.
Right.
But if he lives 3, it's okay.
Yeah. I mean...
Does that tell you that slavery was does that indicate to you that slavery was anything but brutal?
Because they had to die, because that person had to die if they mistreated them.
Not necessarily die, they would just be punished.
Well,
say what
the fact
is.
that they were punishing it or had to die, that was an indication that being cruel to them was not okay. So the fact that you get punished for being cruel to someone and that it caused their harm, that was proof that that was not something that was okay to be mistreating them.
I see. Okay, so so you believe because of the Bible. Any other reasons?
Yeah, because I believe in a lot of the things that are in the Bible are coming to pass, like it talks about in Matthew 24.
Okay.
And in 2 Timothy about all the perilous times.
Already got that.
Yep.
Already got that.
There you go. I mean, all this stuff is coming to pass. The world is getting wickeder and wickeder because as the time of the end is coming nearer, then all this stuff is going to be more and more out of control. So Jesus said when we see all this stuff to know that his coming is near, even at the door.
Okay. So any other reasons why I should believe, or why you believe?
Well, because when you read the Bible, it says it makes you wise and gives you faith.
Okay.
And
so this is why I should believe, right? Go ahead and tell me why I should believe.
Well, like you said, it's up to each individual, because the reason why you should believe is because it's going to be an indication of your eternal salvation, whether you get to go to heaven.
And in your view, the believers get to go to heaven and non-believers just stop, basically.
They don't stop. You will be, it says you will be destroyed.
I'll be destroyed, okay.
Yes.
So,
and it's not because God is some wicked God wanting to destroy people. It says it's going to hurt him to have to do that. But if people don't want to follow the rules, then that's just basically what's going to happen. You know, if you love Jesus and give your life to him, those are the people he's coming for. Those people who want to live with him in heaven and be his children. That's what God is, and that's why God is trying to get the truth out, so people can be ready when he comes, and he's coming for his people. That's what Jesus is coming the second time for. The first time he came, it was you know, because he was the Messiah then, and it was his first appearance was to rid the world at that time you know, the Pharisees, how they were making all these excessive rules on the people and stuff, and Jesus came to set all that stuff straight.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.